Okay, I'm testing out this screen capture tool, and what we're going to do for an example is show some different ways to launch and save and bookmark websites, that type of thing. So first we're going to look at, let's say we wanted to go to webkins.com. So a typical way we might do that is we'd start up our browser. In this case I'm going to click on a shortcut. It's going to open, and we can type in www.webkins.com. And we wait, and so we want to log in, so we click on this login, and let's see, it's showing up off the capture area a little bit here, so I'll move it over. So we'd log in, and I just made something up. Okay, so it doesn't let me in. Fine, but that's what we would do. We'd go ahead and do our stuff. Okay, so that's the first cut. Next thing we might do is think, oh, well, I don't want to have to type in this webkins.com every time, so I will go there, and then I'm going to click here on my Add to Favorites button, and I'm going to add to my favorites, and it brings up a little thing saying welcome to Webkins, and we're going to click add. So we had to click add several times, but once we've gone through the trouble of doing that, it's now going to be in our favorites, which we can get to by clicking on the star here for the favorite center. And this one's a little confusing because it's got a bunch of crazy things of mine, and in fact it's going to be down at the very bottom. I think we could easily move it up if we wanted it to be faster. We can move it up to the top of the list. So there it is. Let's go back. There it is. And we click on it. So now we don't have to type in Webkins, and then we proceed as we did before. But really there's something else we could do that would be a little more quick. You notice that we always have to come to this main page and then click here on login. Well, why can't we just go straight to the login page? Well, to do that we need to find out what the URL is of that login page. The URL is all this garbage up here. So we're going to highlight that. I'm going to right click on it and choose copy. Okay. And I'm not sure the way they have set this thing up. See, we can't add this to our favorites directly because there's no button. They've taken away the menus, and that's the people that did this website. They're the ones who did that. So there's not an easy way to add this to our favorites. So what we're going to have to do is come over here to our organize favorites. And this lists all of our favorites. And I don't see a way to, can we create a new favorite? I don't see, I never do this because this is not the way I do it, but this is the way a lot of people do it. But I don't see any way to create a new one. So what we're going to have to do is click on the plus sign to create a new one, add to favorites, and we'll call this Webkins login page. And we're going to have to create it. But what it just did is it created it with this address, similar to the one that we just did a minute ago. Well, we need to change that. So this is a little bit confusing. But we're going to go back to organize favorites. And also confusing, remember it puts them down at the bottom. So the one we just created is here. I'm going to right click on it, choose properties, and in this part here I'm going to right click and choose paste, what we just copied a few moments ago, and that's all that stuff from the login page. So now this favorite now is going to go to the URL of the login page. So we can say OK and close our browser, and let's test it out. So now we click on our favorites, and of course that one's down at the bottom, but let's see what happens when we click on it. So notice it takes us straight to the login page. We don't need to go to that intro page. So that's good. That saved us some typing as well. But how can we do this with SlickRun even better? Well, it's real simple. To remember to get to SlickRun, we press Control Space, and that activates it. You see the cursor down here. I don't know if that's going to be flashing in the video, but we can just type the word add, to allow us to add a new, what they call magic word. So it asks us, what do we want to name this magic word? I'm going to say WK for Webkins. We can make up any name we want. And I'm going to paste in here. I'm going to use the mouse, although you could just take Control V. But I'm going to right click and choose paste. And we still had in our paste buffer that URL for the login page. So that's all we have to do for a web page. And you notice it says file name or URL. And that's what this thing is called, a URL or a web address. So we're done. Save it. And it brings us back. This is a list of all the magic words, if you're wondering what this is. Save it, and we can close that. Now, watch what we can do. Even shorter, we can press Control Space, WK, and then Enter. And what's happening is it's taking us to the right place, but it's opening it in Firefox, and that's because I have Firefox set up. I have SlickRun set up to use Firefox as its browser. That's why it looks a little different. But as you can see, it brought us to the right place. And if we want to do something even more advanced, I could show you how to do that thing again to have it automatically fill in your password and your login, so you don't even have to type that. But we'll stop with this for now, and we'll try this thing out. Hope you enjoyed it.